Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm really enjoying the weather.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's so nice.
Warm, sunny, proper summer.
Yeah, it is a proper summer. And I think also the plants are enjoying the heat because I've been having to do a bit of watering of them, especially the seeds that I've put in the ground. Especially in the veg garden. We've got Marsh 2 coming up, and little peas.
And the butternuts.
And the butternuts, which is really good because I wasn't sure if they were going to come up since a neighbour had given us the seeds a good 2 years ago now.
Possibly longer.
Yeah, possibly longer. And I found these they felt really brittle, the seeds, so I was like, oh God, these just feel like
really?
dead seeds.
Yeah.
I put them in the ground. Hey, presto!
Looking very healthy.
Very, very healthy.
Their butternuts are so good, so I'm glad we've got those coming up.
They are fantastico.
You've also put in some beans. We've
I
pulled
have
out the Blauhilde. Also pulled out the broad beans now. They're done.
Yeah.
And they have been absolutely delicious.
They have been so good.
We made a puree with them.
You made a puree. That was amazing. You know how chefs do a smear on your plate? They kind of put a blob and then with a spoon they do a smear. And it looks super fancy.
Smear.
Mummy did a smear. You did a smear. And I went, ooh,
Yeah.
I'm in a 5-star restaurant. Hello.
I smeared it. It was broad beans with leeks, our leeks from the freezer. Heap of garlic, as always.
Of course.
Garlic goes into absolutely everything in our kitchen. And what else? I think that was it. Oh, I put some goat's cheese in it as well. Anyway, then I boiled up the beans and the leeks just for a little bit, soften them, then whizzed them up with a hand blender.
Yeah.
And then smeared it across your plate.
You did smear it across my plate.
Before piling on a load of other veg and some yummy salmon. And yeah. Very tasty. I can highly recommend that little combo. Lots of pepper as well was in it.
Of course. Lots of pepper.
Anyway, I have some gardening news
to
talk about.
Do tell.
First of all, well, actually, before I start on that, I should just mention, every week I say, if you want to find a link to that, you can find it in the pod notes.
Yes.
And I've been putting that on the Acast pod notes, which is then copied to Apple, Spotify, Apple iTunes, that is, Spotify, any other platform that you go to get the podcast. And it doesn't always necessarily copy the links across particularly well.
Oh.
And it's not that easy to find. Anyway, I've done some alterations to our website. So any of these links from this point on, if you go to our website and go to the recaps page, click on the recap you want details of it. It'll take you to its own dedicated page with all the links, videos, all
YouTube
sorts of things are on there. Yeah.
Anything we talk about, it's kind of said underneath. No description.
We pop it in there.
Yes.
So have a look at that. I'll put a link though in the pod notes to the website.
Yeah. And of course we've got the Patreon just next door, and have a look at that.
And then we have the Patreon next door. Please do go have a look at that. But I have also heard, in terms of gardening news, I've heard from lovely Violet from Avalon Garden in Dunkirk.
Oh, lovely, yes.
She often gives me a little update on how her magnificent garden's getting on.
I do remember sometimes you just go, oh, Sweet Pea, I've got a new update.
A new update from Violet.
Yeah.
And she's written to let us know about an exhibition that she and her garden are going to be a part of in a few weeks' time.
Oh, yes.
Actually going to be held by a French artiste.
Oh, yeah.
Artiste in Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
And that's going to be happening this summer. She's been invited out there. She's very excited about going. She said it's the first time she's left the country since the pandemic.
Oh, lovely.
So exciting times for her.
Lovely.
But her garden, Avalon Garden, is open through the NGS starting from the 5th of July. So that's Saturday the 5th and Sunday the 6th of July it's open.
Coolio.
Then Saturday the 2nd and Sunday the 3rd of August, and open by appointment also until the end of August.
Great stuff.
Then one other thing I wanted to mention, Sweet Pea. You did your pineapple trilogy last week.
I did do my pineapple trilogy.
The last of.
Oh, you were so happy when that finished.
I was, and then just the algorithm as it is, because AI
entirely your
is
fault.
Listening to the conversations I have with you about pineapples,
I
then start getting sent loads of pineapple facts. So I wanted to make it a brief kind of pineapple tetralogy. Four.
Okay, yes, sounds good.
Pineapple skin is so heat resistant, it can withstand 1,000 degrees. So if you get a 1,000-degree iron ball, place it on a piece of pineapple skin, it doesn't burn through it, just sits there.
Just sits there?
Sits there, and then the ball just over time cools down and nothing's happened to the pineapple skin.
What is it made of? It's
Isn't
more
that
solid
amazing?
than metal. What is going on?
So I hijacked your pineapple fun facts, but that's the last one, I promise.
Well, it might not be the end from me, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Even Hobbs. Even Hobbs. God, she's so good with her timing.
Hobbs saying, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Not more. Anyway, other gardening news.
Yes.
So I've got a couple of fungus-based pieces of news.
Interesting.
It is actually very interesting. Chinese national Zhenyong Liu. He flew into Detroit Metropolitan Airport in July last year with a fungus called Fusarium graminearum.
Okie.
And this is a pathogen which can attack wheat, barley, maize and rice and sicken livestock and people.
Flew in with it on purpose or not?
Yeah, on purpose.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this dude anymore.
No, okay. So, according to the FBI, the fungus is classified as a potential agro-terrorism weapon.
Terrorism. I love how there's a terrorism in the fungi. That's so cool.
Yeah, well, I don't know how cool it is. Its toxins cause vomiting, liver damage, and reproductive defects in humans and animals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, so Liu was turned away at the airport and sent back to China after changing his story several times during interrogation. And he first claimed ignorance about the samples before then admitting he had planned to use the material at a University of Michigan lab, where his girlfriend Yung King Jian, I think that's how you pronounce it, worked as a postdoctoral fellow there.
Interesting.
And since Liu is back now in China, there isn't an extradition treaty between the US and China, so he's probably never going to get arrested. But his girlfriend...
No.
Not so fortunate.
No,
but it's a very scary thing, isn't it?
It's scary.
Like the story of nightmares. If that was, brought to a country and just decimated crops.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, livestock. It's an appalling thought, isn't it?
It's appalling, but also there are so many films like this of the viruses and things going across people. There's even a film, Lazarus. That's all about kind of viruses and people having to kind of run away,
right?
And kind of stuff like that. I think.
I mean, it's the stuff of films, but also it's in the real world right now, and there's all sorts of terrorism, and this is just another one, isn't it?
I hate it.
A more wholesome story about fungi now.
Oh yeah.
Research has suggested that fungi conduct electrical impulses through long kind of underground filamentous structures called hyphae. Similar to how nerve cells transmit information in humans.
Yes.
And so mathematical analysis of these electrical signals has identified patterns that bear kind of a striking structural similarity to human speech.
Really?
So there's Professor Andrew Adamatsky at the University of the West of England's computing lab in Bristol, and he's analysed the patterns, and there are these spikes generated by 4 species of fungi: enoki, splitgill, ghost and caterpillar fungi, and he's inserted tiny microelectrodes into substrates colonised by their mycelia.
Oh yeah.
And the research, which has been published in Royal Society Open Science, found that the spikes often clustered into trains of activity resembling vocabulary of up to 50 words.
This is very
Isn't that
cool.
amazing? And that the distribution of these fungal word lengths closely matched those of human languages.
I mean, that is just amazing.
So split gills, which grow on decaying wood, there's those ones that look kind of like a coral underneath,
yes, I know exactly the ones.
Well, they generated the most complex sentences of all those.
Interesting.
Funky. It's just absolutely amazing, isn't it?
I love how they're doing a bit of Shakespeare or something like that. I can so see that. We're going to be very complex, aren't we?
So the article goes into far more detail, but I'll put a link to that one as well as the one about the agro-terrorism.
That is so cool.
And then a final...
The second one, not the terrorism.
No. A final one is a rather nice story. We talk about AI and drones and tech and the concerns about them, but it's another happy one like last week, another positive story.
Let's hear it.
So there are drones being used in Switzerland to detect invasive plants.
I mean, why? Please just...
So the CSEM, the Swiss Technology Innovation Centre, is part of a consortium which is developing an AI-equipped drone to identify invasive and potentially damaging plants.
Okay, this is very cool.
Yeah, so their plants of concern are buddleia, which you keep propagating.
Oh my gosh, get away from my buddleia.
Japanese knotweed, and then a narrow-leafed ragwort, due to their extensive damage that they do on railways. Now,
Buddleia's always on railways in Switzerland.
And if we've learned anything from your Swiss Großmutter, it's that the Swiss people are extremely proud of their integrated transport system.
I'm so happy with it. I mean, honestly, one time we were at the grandparents and we sat down in the evening thinking that we were going to have a really nice chat with everyone and everything.
Hadn't seen them for ages.
Sat down. Großmutter once and put on the TV. She's like, look at all the trains in Switzerland. They're like so amazing. And I sat there going, what is this? Was?
It was an entire 2-hour documentary.
An entire 2 hours.
Swiss trains.
I went to bed after 15 minutes. Couldn't help it.
Zero chat.
Zero chat. Oh, except for the few bits going, hey, sweetie, look at this. And I'm just like, excuse me, leave me alone.
It's so funny. They are very, very proud, and rightly so, because it runs like clockwork.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. You can 100% rely on the Swiss integrated transport system. And those trains, if they say they're turning up at 10 o'clock, they turn up at 10 o'clock. Not a minute before, not a minute but after.
Nope.
So you can completely rely on it.
Yeah.
So, but I just love that, you know, this is how seriously they take it, because they've put a lot of money and a lot of experts into this. So the consortium also includes the University of Zurich and the Zurich University of Applied Sciences, Swiss Federal Railways, and Exolabs.
Interesting. Very cool.
And it's all being supported by the Swiss Innovation Agency, InnoSwiss. Anyway.
Cool.
They are developing this, or they have developed this neophyte radar drone, which uses AI to detect those plants that I mentioned.
Very cool.
From aerial images. So with using the drones, more ground can be covered, obviously, than humans. It also allows sight of less kind of accessible areas in which these invaders have taken root.
Yeah.
So work is focused on using AI to analyse the images taken from great heights to identify the neophytes and distinguish them from native plants. So they're tracking and monitoring the growth and understanding how these plants spread, and then they're putting obviously measures in place to target and repress them.
Crikey.
So another handy use for AI. Something that I knock on a regular basis, and then I have to remind myself that first of all, you can't fight it. So if you can't beat them, join them. If there's going to be really useful innovation like this from AI, then let's do it.
I mean, I'm happy with that, because even now AI is destroying the music industry.
It's amazing, isn't it?
All these AI things where you put in the kind of singer you want it to sound like, the mood, some kind of key words that you want the song to be about. It makes you an entire song. And it's so scary.
We were actually sent a poem by one of our future Chit Chat guests.
Oh, yeah.
And a beautiful poem about their allotment. And I am allowed to share it once we've published that Chit Chat. But I took the words, I took her poem and put it into this AI music creation site.
Yeah.
It was extraordinary. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, and I could have changed the mood and the sort of genre and all that kind of thing.
It was crazy stuff.
But I just literally took me 10, 20 seconds. I just copied and pasted her words into this thing, and it churned out 2 song options.
Yeah.
And it sounded like a human being singing a song in a studio.
Oh, it was weird.
Really weird. But also it shows that when you're looking at careers now, especially for your generation, you need to consider, can this one day be replaced by AI?
Yeah.
And whilst that is just the tune that's replacing humans, you know, with human words, already human words are being replaced as well. And there's so much. Adam Buxton, for example, that's a good podcast to listen to.
He's got a
he
great
does
podcast,
quite a lot on using, for example, he can take Donald Trump's voice and he can make
I think I heard this the other day,
some promotional words about Adam's new book that's come out. Love you, bye. And he
I think I heard this the other day. I heard some kind of Donald Trump guys.
It's hilarious, and it sounds exactly like Donald Trump.
It does. So weird.
Yeah. Anyway,
crazy stuff, bruv.
The future, what does it hold? So yeah, do consider AI proofing your career choices.
Yeah.
Can I hear your plant fun fact?
Mine's quite cool, actually, because
yours is always cool, sweet pea.
It's always cool, but this one
Don't
I find
belittle yourself.
This one is really cool. Did you know that the largest urban farm in Paris, France, is actually underground in a car park.
No.
It is absolutely amazing. So, this car park is about 9,000 square meters.
Mm-hmm.
It's very big, underground, and it used to be an area really neglected, not a great part of the city, a lot of drug dealers and crazy stuff going on in there.
Crazy stuff.
Anyways, then it got converted into this organic farm by this company called Cycloponics. And they wanted to grow mushrooms and endive and all these herbs and lettuces in this underground area. So they completely converted it into an underground farm. And especially the endive, they can be grown with no light whatsoever. They can be grown in the dark. They're called the goths of the vegetable world.
Endives. But they're like this salady thing.
I know.
We get it every week.
It's amazing. I mean, I'm sure the ones that you grow out in the sun maybe look a bit better, but these ones
less anemic.
Maybe, but the ones that I saw looked pretty darn amazing, and they had rows and rows and rows and shells of all these endives, and it was amazing. And it's called La Caverne. And they ship out on electric bikes and cars to different restaurants around town. So they're growing all the produce and giving it out to these restaurants. And I thought it was a really cool initiative, having this caverne in this area which was completely neglected.
How amazing.
And creating something which is so positive on
underground,
the health of everyone.
Absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah.
That is genuinely, Sweet Pea, a very interesting fact.
Yeah,
all your facts are, but that was I think that surpasses a lot of the pineapple ones.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. What's your fun fact?
My animal fun fact is Australian firehawks. Have you heard of them?
No. What on earth is that?
I hadn't either. So they're rather than a particular species of bird, they're a group of birds which actively use fire to flush out prey.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Yeah, so the group includes the black kite, the whistling kite and the brown falcon. They all exist in Australia, but also in Papua New Guinea.
Interesting.
And they will seek out fire and they'll pick up burning sticks in their beaks. And they can spread fire up to a kilometre from the source. When you think of
that's going to be so bad for any Australian fires.
Well, of course, you think of all the bushfire concerns there are in Australia already. So the uncontrolled burns can start with, if someone's having a campfire.
Yeah.
A bird can swoop down and grab a twig from your campfire and then take it off.
Well, that's completely out of your control then.
Them across it is. Well, it's uncontrolled fires, so just completely endangering people and livestock. So they're having to put a lot of remedial things in place. And
no way.
Do they try and limit these birds? But the trouble is other birds are then learning, and even though another bird hasn't started a fire, they recognise that all their prey is being flushed out, so they'll then swoop down as well and benefit from it.
Interesting.
So it's quite frightening, isn't it?
Wow. Birds are becoming very intelligent.
Not becoming, they always have been.
I mean, yeah, okay, sorry, they've always have been.
That's
but
why
this
they've
is really
lived
cool.
Since the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But it also reminds me of the concern of when you light a bonfire. If you light a bonfire, obviously it's unadvisable to light it when you've got dry weather.
I mean, that's slightly...
Weather. But I remember your granddad always saying to me, you just need to check for any animals that have burrowed in the fire stack. Obviously we know about worrying about hedgehogs, but for example, if a rat or a mouse is in the bonfire, you light it, they are set alight and then they run towards your house. They can set your house on fire. Don't laugh.
I'm so sorry.
It's awful for everyone. It's awful for the mouse. It's awful for your house.
Oh God, I'm a complete psychopath to be laughing.
Anyway, it just reminded me a bit of that.
I could just see this thing going, karma, and just charging towards the house. Oh God.
Don't, it's awful. It's
this
not
is
a laughing
awful, but
matter.
Really funny. God.
Anyway.
That was...
We have a lengthy episode of Gardener's World to have a look at today.
Gardener's World Live.
Gardener's World Live at the Birmingham NEC.
Yep.
So shall we get cracking with this one?
I think we should.
This is Gardener's World 2025, episode 13 recap.
Off we go.
We start with Rachel and Monty introducing Gardener's World Live.
Yep.
And then we have a look at some of the show gardens.
We do.
So first of all, there's When There's Water, There's Life. That's designer Rachel Bailey design. Adam's wandering around this one. It had the water under paths, which I really like. If we had a flat garden, I would have paths over water for sure.
There's something about having water trickling underneath, which is quite lovely.
And he's talking about the different perspectives from different vantage points.
Yeah.
And she had these modern-looking bee posts. It's the first time I've seen bee hotels looking so modern.
That was very, very cool. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, sort of almost like artwork features, weren't they?
Completely.
Well, Rachel Bailey was awarded a platinum medal.
Oh, wow.
And won Best Construction and Best Show Garden 2025.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
She did pretty well.
A big high five.
Big high five to that. Then we've got Midlands Air Ambulance Charities Medicinal Garden.
Yeah,
the designer
this is cool.
Is Lucy Chapman and Helen Swan.
This was built by students, wasn't it? And it had all sorts. It had lots of kind of really power colours. It had Achilles, poppies, salvias, geums. There were a lot of geums at the show.
Loads of geums took centre stage, didn't they?
I slightly tried not to go off geums because I'm hearing of them like so much.
You oversaturated on the geum front.
Oversaturated.
But did you also see those pretty peach hollyhocks?
They were pretty.
That was gorgeous.
That was gorgeous.
And then we had the Greenfingers Charity Anniversary Garden designer Pip Probert.
Yeah.
She had those bright blocks of colour, a lot of primary colours.
Yeah.
And those little peepholes placed around the garden.
Those are really cool. That was a way of kind of creating a little frame. And
it reminded me a bit of how often at sort of beauty spots around the country, or, you know, if you go abroad sort of to a sea... well, actually not even abroad, I'm thinking of down in Cornwall, some beaches, there'll be a picture frame, sort of quite an ornate picture frame that you had to stand at and look through, and that frame's a beautiful image of the sea behind it.
Oh, that's so cool. I mean? Also reminds me of the Stonehenge. You know how there's a whole thing of positioning of the stones where the sun sets at the solstice or whatever, things like that. It's the same kind of thing. I like that idea of framing something natural.
Yeah, it's interesting,
using
isn't it?
what you have. That's very, very cool.
Well, following the show, elements of the medicinal garden will be relocated to Midlands Air Ambulance Charity's new airbase and headquarters in Shifnal, Shropshire.
Very cool.
And there it will become a permanent space for reflection for patients, families, and the aircrew also who serve.
Oh, that's lovely.
But here are some of the highlights from their planting list.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I draw this out is because the plant list, which I don't think was touched on, is kind of celebrating nature's role in healing.
Oh, I did wonder why it was called Medicinal.
Yeah.
Garden.
Well, so under wound care and bleeding, there's Achillea terracotta. It stops bleeding and it's antimicrobial.
Interesting.
Alchemilla an astringent, it speeds healing. And then geums, they're good for wounds and sore throats.
Oh, okay, that's made me like geums a bit more.
Yeah. And then for pain and inflammation relief, there's Valeriana officinalis. That's for calming and pain relief. I think we know that about valerian.
Yeah, we do.
And then Filipendula rubra, that's a natural aspirin.
Oh, okay.
Papaver somniferum, which is the opium poppy.
Yes, of course, we know.
Obviously is, we know about that.
That's kind of obvious.
Respiratory support, there's Amivisnaga green mist, which is a bronchodilator.
Oh!
Nepeta resmosa, that's calming and eases coughs. Then for calming and sedation, there's Valeriana, Nepeta and Echinacea, that calms nerves and supports recovery.
This is really interesting.
Urinary and kidney support, there's silver birch, hydrangea, they're diuretics and traditional kidney aids.
Interesting.
And then finally, cardio and toxicology insights. There's foxglove digitalis, which is a life-saving heart medicine. So
seriously?
We always talk about how incredibly toxic and dangerous it is if you were to consume it. It is actually used medicinally. And then monkshood.
What?
Historically toxic, it's also key to modern medicine.
Okay, no, this is crazy, bruv.
Isn't that fascinating?
This is absolutely mad.
I think, let the professionals
I'll let the professionals
do
do that stuff.
Then we have Arit and the wonderful Ashley.
Yeah.
I still love Ashley as a presenter.
He has an amazing voice.
He's got an amazing voice and there's sort of an aura about him. You know how some people...
Oh, yes.
They're energy givers and energy takers, and for me, he's an energy giver.
Oh, yeah, completely.
There's something really energetic about him.
Just lovely, got a nice smile, just kind of... Just
knowledgeable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's looking for the right plant for the right place.
Yeah.
And also any new plants. And Arit's looking at this stunning iris, that very scalloped.
Yeah, the iris water waltz.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Quite a delicate mauvey colour.
Yeah. I've never seen that kind of iris before.
I haven't either.
That was really, really cool. Yeah, Arit was looking for colour combinations, so she saw that one and there was kind of a nice pinky tone and a whitey tone next to it. All looked very nice together. There was also a Galenia trifoliata, pink profusion, that gives kind of trifoliata, so 3 of everything.
That chocolate foliage it had, didn't it?
Yeah, it was really pretty, and then the little pretty pink flowers on top. An Acer Viper, mini Alchemilla, that was really cute. And a Dinophora, which I've never seen before.
No.
Has these really pretty purple bells, so I'm going to look more into that because it looks like it could look nice in the garden.
Yeah, it was very pretty, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I love the Knortia, which was growing up through the Orlea.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a wafty thing growing up like a poof.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I do.
I do like that.
Kind of.
Poofs and wafts.
Poofs and wafts.
Then 2 plants which are very good with drought tolerance was a yellow mellow verbascum. And a steeper, of course.
And Ashley was looking at those, wasn't he?
And then some of the new plants, the new hybrids that have come in. There's a new Helianthus with these glaucous leaves.
Big thing, wasn't it?
First time I get to say glaucous in the new series.
It's one of your favourite words.
It's my favourite word.
But it was big, wasn't it?
It was
big
really
flowers.
Cool. And loads of different flowers, really lovely. And then there was a Raphaelepis white cloud. Very nice as well. Also called an Indian hawthorn.
Then we have Rachel looking at some colourful perennials, and she introduces Nick Bailey and his headline garden.
Yeah, the amazing 1 metre squared whole area just full of all these 1 metre squares.
Make a metre matter.
Exactly.
And he shows the construction that's going on. He said it's been a full-on 8 days of putting it all together, long days, sleepless nights.
Yeah.
You can completely imagine you get no sleep. Well, I would get no sleep.
You'd get no sleep. I feel like I would, because when I'm exhausted, I just do slap bang on the bed.
You just spread equal face down.
Yeah. Nobody else on the bed. I am starfishing people.
Yeah. And he talks about how he wants the garden to work from whichever direction you approach it. So
that was cool.
Different dynamic views as you kind of move around the site.
He was running around with the I felt sorry for the cameraman. Like Nick Bailey was already having, it was really hard because there were ladders on the floor and he was having to jump over them, and then the cameraman was just kind of like, okay,
jogging along behind.
I'll follow you. It's all right.
Didn't hear any breathless running noises.
No.
The one thing that wasn't mentioned was where the garden's going after. Did you catch anything on that?
No.
I would be very interested to know.
Please come here. Come here, please. I would like the garden.
How would you build that on a hill?
I would love that.
All the water would just flow to the bottom.
You just tilt it.
And then there were the most stunning compost heaps you ever did see, burnt on sort of every other horizontal board.
Yeah, that was cool. It was like
a zebra.
I was trying to find something really profound, and then you just go, a zebra. Yes, it's like a zebra crossing. Thank you.
Zebra crossing.
Even less profound.
And Nick talks about how he uses plant-based structures.
This was really cool. I liked this. Everything bar the clay pavers. So we had the Douglas firs, which were burnt down to give that blackish tinge, the black bit of the zebra.
The black bit of the zebra. So he was using a Japanese technique called shusugi-ban.
Yeah, really cool name.
And it's a Japanese technique that dates back to the 18th century for preserving wood. It's a very effective way of doing it, isn't it? And very sort of aesthetic.
It is very aesthetically pleasing.
And apparently the process is specifically meant for cedar, but it works on loads of other species as well, like cypress, ash, oak, maple and pine, and of course his Douglas fir.
Of course.
And it was funny when he said he looked up the translation for it, and it just meant burnt plank.
Burnt plank. I mean, it couldn't even be burnt wood, burnt plank.
It sounds a bit more mysterious and magical in the Japanese version, doesn't it?
It does.
We'll keep it as that.
I think so many things do.
And then he had some hessian for the walls.
That was cool.
I liked it. And he was using bamboo for cladding.
Yeah.
And I wondered how he stops that from getting mouldy, because we have some bamboo blinds which we hang down off our pergola.
Yeah.
For shade. And the minute we put those outside, pretty much within a week, they'd gone really mouldy.
And when you have to wash them and scrub them down. But I can't imagine you wanting to do that on the side of a kind of barn.
No.
With that. So
I'd be interested to know how he preserves the bamboo.
Yeah. I would be interested as well.
And then he talks about his planting.
Yeah, he's going for that blue-orangey kind of tones. So, of course, Nepeta, Veronica, Jim, Tempo Orange, and Carex Testacea. Mm-hmm. And then he had...
Saw some orange nasturtiums in there as well. Did you see those?
Yeah, there were orange nasturtiums. That was nice. And, of course, there's the veg patch, so I'm sure there's going to be kind of orangey things in there as well.
Dream garden, wasn't it?
And also he had 20 trees that he was placing out around the place. And this is where I almost had a heart attack, and that's very bad for a 17-year-old.
I think for anyone,
for anyone, but a 17-year-old, it's slightly like, what's going on there? He was taking off any leaf that looked slightly like it was going to die, because apparently they're going to judge if there's a dead leaf up there.
Well, so his point was that it's a 6-metre tree, and he's learnt from bitter experience that it's best to, whilst you've got it on its side and you can reach all the leaves, take any dodgy ones off before you then put it vertical when you've got no chance of reaching 6 metres up.
I mean, that...
Get up an old ladder.
Yeah.
Which he ends up having to do in the end, doesn't he?
He does.
He goes, I spotted one. But he did use all that plant material for his beautiful compost bins.
He did, because it needs to be authentic, bruv.
Yeah. And then there was a little view of 3 lads moving a tree. Lots of grunting.
A lot of grunting and a lot of...
a lot of... It's funny. And then they discover the hole's not big enough.
Yeah. And just Nick give that knowing look of the hole's not big enough.
Yeah.
I wonder if between people who create gardens, it's like, oh no, mate, guess what happened? The hole wasn't big enough. They're all like, oh my gosh, I've had that 1,000 times before.
Well, he finally has finished the hard landscaping, and it's now his over 2,000 plants that he's going to be moving in and putting around, which has got to be such a fun part.
It must be such a fun part. I would have loved to have done the veggie patch area.
Then we have the usual segment at these shows where Adam, Rachel and Ashley have a wander around nattering to people.
Yes, they do.
And Adam's helping a couple of women with their shady conditions, so he takes them off. And then as he takes them off, we've got Monty, or just a view of Monty who's not talking to anyone. He's just busy shopping.
He is just shopping. It's so funny to see Monty shopping.
He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah,
it looks like he's buying a pelargonium from Growing Crazy, who we see a bit later on.
Yeah.
Then we cut back to Adam and the shady ladies.
The shady ladies.
He shows them a thalictrum, and he suggests it'll be good for their shadiness. And then there was this really interesting piece of advice. He says, find a plant that works in the area, i.e. shade, then choose the variety that works for you. So that's great advice.
Yeah.
And then he shows them a disporum, and one of the shady ladies says, do you get different coloured leaves? And he says, some are dark, some are light. Does that help? And they're ever so grateful for that little nugget.
Oh, that is brilliant. Love that.
Back with Rachel, who explains that there are 26 different border designs this year, all centred around the theme of cultivating connections.
Yeah, really cool.
So the first one, which Arit shows us, is the Wonder Garden, designed by Anthony Massie.
Yep, full of lots of things that kids can go and have a look. And Tactile. So obviously there's the lamb's ears.
The lamb's ear. She gravitated towards that, which is so good for drought tolerance.
It is.
It flourishes on our hill.
And it can go crazy.
Yeah, we know from bitter experience that this little blighter can spread.
It can spread.
But we don't mind. It's so beautiful. And it's lovely to brush past it. So it ends up in our paths quite a bit, and we do let clumps stay. Because as you walk past it with your bare leg, it's rather nice, isn't it?
It is rather nice. Can you imagine having a carpet of that?
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
The only thing is it does at the end of the season get really leggy and kind of it becomes a mass of not very niceness.
Quite sticky as well.
So you need to chop it hard back.
Yeah, it does.
But you can basically do anything to it. It won't care.
No.
We will pick bits up, chuck them, and where we've chucked them, they'll replant.
It's mad stuff.
Well, Anthony won a platinum for that border.
Oh, wow. Lovely stuff.
And then Rachel shows us Super Blooms, designer Rhoda Perry.
Full of loads of big kind of power flowers, California poppies, mallows, agapanthus, verbena, black-eyed Susan, and everlasting flowers.
Growing through sand, which I thought was rather pretty.
Yeah, that was really pretty.
And that was her first ever show garden, and she won a gold.
Oh my gosh, wow. That is amazing.
Ashley shows us Slugs and Snails Making Friends with Our Foes, designed by Deborah Mole, with those 2 massive slug sculptures.
Oh my gosh, they would give you nightmares if you hate slugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Just see them in your dream. Oh no.
And then he talks about how slugs don't like straw mulch,
Yeah.
And that's quite a good one because it also breaks down really naturally.
Yeah, and grasses, geums and verbascums, kind of things they're not particularly keen on.
And then a water feature being essential because that attracts predators, slug predators such as birds and amphibians.
Exactly.
But I do think with the mulch, basically slugs will find a way.
Yeah.
There are all these different theories as to what works, and it might work one year but not another.
Yeah.
I think you might get straw mulch resistant slugs.
Oh no.
From one year to the next.
Oh, that is bad.
There is actually a slug that's good to have in your garden, which is the leopard slug.
Yeah.
Which feeds on all those nasty veggie chomping slugs.
It's really lovely, although it does kind of make me kind of jump in the air when I see one, because
makes you recoil a bit.
Some are huge, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And sometimes I come face to face with them because I'm just going to the greenhouse.
Do you mean face to face? How big are these things?
Because they're going no, they're not that big. Not that kind of big. But they're just going up the side of the greenhouse.
Oh, I see.
And I'm just coming to the door and I just come face to face.
Just eyeball each other.
It kind of turns its eyes.
Monty's taken a pause from his little shopping trip.
He has.
And he talks about one of the things he loves is seeing old friends and faces in the floral marquee.
Yeah.
And then we go to Steve from Growing Crazy, who has a passion for pelargoniums.
He does.
We get a film that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear about how he has been into them since he was 13 years old, when he got a job working for the National Pelargonium Collection. Which
that's
was
amazing.
Started by Hazel Key.
Yeah.
And back then it was the largest collection under one roof.
I mean, wow, that's huge.
And then he talks about how he must have been the annoying teenager who was always asking, what's that? What's that? Why does this happen?
Finally someone I understand. Yes, I do the
that
same.
Sounds like an annoying teenager I know.
What?
Oh, you're not annoying.
No.
Anyway, he then says how for 25 years he worked in IT, project management and tour business strategy. But then the Key family were winding up their business. And then Stephen thought, well, he better save some of the pelargoniums. Yeah. So he thought, well, I'll save that one. I'll keep this one.
Yeah,
and
like
now,
I would.
How many does he have?
He's got 500, 600 plants. He's gone crazy.
Amazing, isn't it? And then he made the monumental decision 5 months ago to take that leap of faith that we often hear about, where people are going from one career, salary earning career, to something in horticulture where there's not necessarily any guarantees at that point.
No.
But he went full time with his pelargonium nursery, with his mum and his partner Harry, and mum Diane. And also support from family and friends generally. Oh. His mum, Diane, was hilarious.
She's so funny. She was like, and now guess what? I'm doing this full time as well.
She said, I encouraged him to give up work full time.
Yeah.
And what she didn't realise was that she would be working full time instead. So there was this bit of kind of cheeky bounce between mum, Diane, and Stephen. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
A good relationship by the looks of it.
Yeah, completely.
I loved the photos of him at Chelsea Flower Show from 30 years ago when he was a young lad, fully immersed in conversation with people.
Yeah, chatting.
Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it?
It is.
Then he talks about some of the plants.
Yeah, so he had a scented pelargonium called copthorn, very pretty. A scented leaf one, which was called Charity. Crocodile, which had this vein leaf. Oh,
that was gorgeous, wasn't it?
Real cool. That was amazing.
He said he didn't like the flowers, so he would if he could just pick off all the flowers and just have the foliage.
And I was like, excuse me, do not do that.
Well, so did Harry, because Harry does like the flowers, so Stephen leaves all the flowers on.
I'm with Harry. I understand that. And then there was this Stenopalatum species pelargonium. Oh, wow. With those really pretty orange flowers. And this was when he was in the marquee with Rachel afterwards, and he showed this plant. Oh,
yeah.
Love that. I would get. I mean, you can get some really exciting ones. There was one which flashed past this kind of little video, and I was like, oh, what is that? And it was this really dark chocolatey colour with an orangey edge to it. And I tried to look it up and find what it was, but the closest thing I found to it was this chocolatey one with kind of a pink rim, and it's called Black Rose pelargonium. That I would like as a pelargonium.
Really? Is that pretty?
Really pretty.
Well, they won a gold.
Oh, brilliant. Perfectamente. I mean, the display was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely brilliant.
Well, you can buy from them online. They've got a good website set up. And also you can buy from them at future shows. So they're next at Blenheim Palace Flower Show, which is the 27th to the 29th of June. So not long to wait if you want to see them in person.
Great stuff.
Next, we have a weird moment of some really creepy music whilst the cameraman or woman follows behind Monty. So it's that camera angle that you'd have in a horror film.
Yeah.
Where someone's following behind an unsuspecting victim. And I was expecting a cameraman / woman's arm to reach out and grab him around the neck. I don't know what the music was for. I don't know why they did that camera angle.
They have done some weird music, haven't they?
It was quite dramatic. They have. It's been different this year.
Yeah. Some I like, some I just go...
What's going on there?
Weird, crazy stuff.
Whatever it is, it makes you stop and think briefly, or it does me anyway. Anyway, luckily no one grabs Monty. No. Instead, he goes and stands by a load of beautiful ferns and foliage.
Yeah.
Aces, hostas and ferns.
Yep, he says tree ferns spray every day. Aces keep out of the wind, good drainage. And hostas, of course, plenty of moisture.
Yep. Then he's over to look at some borders. So first of all, we've got the 1 to 3 border.
Yeah.
By designer Anita Rose.
And this is a very calm border because he said it's all about stopping and relaxing. And so all the planting is very calm and not kind of busy, not in your face. So there was a Mrs. Kendall Clark geranium, really pretty pale bluey purple colour. It's kind of got streaks in it as well. You can see the little veins. There's a thalictrum, of course, and then some more ferns and grasses.
Yeah.
All that kind of nice wafty stuff.
Simple and gentle planting.
Yeah.
Well, Anita won platinum for that.
Brilliant.
And also best beautiful border.
Oh.
And then he's off to the Garden of Reflection, designer Mark Buriski. Not sure how you pronounce that.
Cool name again.
Yeah, and this was made specifically for a secondary school in Wargrave near Reading.
Yeah.
And Monty makes the slightly disparaging comment about it being an uphill struggle getting young people to engage with gardening.
Yeah.
And I just felt if you know that, then this isn't the way to go about encouraging them. You know, if there are any young people watching or at the event, hearing that comment,
it just kind of makes
it's a bit
feel
dismissive,
like,
really, isn't it?
Well, then what am I doing here? Why am I? Why am I here?
I think perhaps we as adults have a responsibility to present it to you younger peeps. I think a bit better, more appealing way.
I think especially if you say, "Oh, it's really hard to get kids into this."
Yeah,
kids going to be watching, going, "Well, I'm not going to that." If you think,
why would I go there?
Yeah.
So, what do you think could be done to encourage children, not just teenagers like you, but even younger, to get involved?
I remember when younger, and I think we've talked about this before, is this art and action event that I used to go to.
The other week.
Loved this event.
Absolutely brilliant. So just to recap what that is, it's a huge farmer's land transformed for the week into a load of marquees.
Yeah.
And you walk around this enormous estate, and in each marquee there's a different artist doing their different art. So it could be glass blowing, it could be felting, it could be watercolours, it could be origami, there was sculpture, all these sorts of things.
So cool. And there's
so cool.
And like you have the floral marquee, there was this whole marquee of arts and crafts stuff to buy, and it was just like
that's really nice. Get nice watercolour sets there, and we got an easel and all sorts of things.
Bought a lot of stuff.
And then there was the opportunity to go to some little classes. So you went and did some felting.
I had so much fun.
You got stuck in with that with your friend Ollie.
Loved that.
Yeah, and you did a beautiful piece of felting.
I did. It was a piece of art.
It was a piece of art.
Well, I was thinking, because with these gardening events, I'm sure there's kind of food and drink, and you've got the floral marquee, and you've got the show gardens and the borders. But what got me into gardening when I was younger, it was being immersed in it. It was kind of understanding what's going on here and putting the seed in, seeing it grow, getting either the fruit, veg, or the flower, and it was just amazing.
So basically being hands-on,
which
is what kids prefer.
Kids love that, and I know that I love that. I would far more prefer to be hands-on and learning than kind of textbook,
just the theory
learning. Exactly. So can you imagine what these events could do if they had loads of stands with people who sell pelargoniums or stuff doing little courses showing kids what you do with pelargoniums, potting up a pelargonium, understanding it, or even places doing bouquets, making floral bouquets, understanding what goes with what, how you can grow such plants.
Taking cuttings.
Look, you can take this cutting, it grows roots, then it's a new plant.
So true.
Things that kids can take home with them afterwards. Go, look, I had this, and then they're going to look after it at home, and then they're going to go,
that's a great idea.
Oh, I love to garden.
Yeah.
That's what would get me into gardening. It wouldn't be walking around a load of show gardens.
Yeah, as beautiful as they are, I can understand why for your generation and below that's not quite as appealing if you aren't already into gardening.
It's like having to walk round a furniture shop with your parents. It's as bad as that.
Although you like to walk around IKEA because of the promise of
IKEA is very different.
A salmon burger afterwards.
Or Swedish meatballs.
The Swedish meatballs. Yeah, I think you make a very valid point.
That's how I think we should look at it.
I think also what we saw on the screens, it seemed to be very much a certain generation.
Mm-hmm.
My generation.
Yeah.
There wasn't much...
Your generation and older.
There wasn't a lot in terms of youth.
No.
And so I wonder, is the answer to actually have a Gardener's World Live specifically for younger audiences? And, for example,
young
their
presenters.
Programme Gardener's World, do they have a junior Gardener's World?
Yeah.
Or do they just have a section that... Oh, good point. Or they have a section that's just on the usual Gardener's World where it just has a younger presenter, or they have younger presenters who are just involved across the board, as well as the more established ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I think because Ashley adds a little bit of pizzazz, doesn't he, being younger?
He does.
And
Francis as well.
And Francis. Yeah, there's something lacking there, and Monty bringing up that point, it did get me thinking, what can we do as adults to make it more appealing to you guys?
Yeah, exactly.
And it also was interesting to me because it was only last month that Tajan Hayden Smith stepped down as RHS ambassador for young people and communities.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him? He was on Gardener's World a few years ago.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, and he brought with him a certain kind of dynamism and excitement, and he was sort of young and funky and colourful.
Yeah, and just kind of, this is really cool. And
yeah, so maybe that's just a bit more relatable for your demographic. Sweet
completely.
But anyway, if you do want to hear two young people, a 22-year-old and a 17-year-old, having good, wholesome, enthusiastic conversation about gardening and plants, then just stay tuned because we have that in one of our upcoming chit-chats. I won't say any more at the moment, but you will get Monty. Listen, Monty.
Yes, Monty.
Don't make comments about it being an uphill struggle. Listen
we are
to
not
this
demons.
episode that's going to come up. And you're not demons. You're wonderful. But maybe we should be looking at making it just a bit more exciting for you guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, back to Mark's garden. I'm not sure they showed this, and this is something that would have appealed to you more. There was a tree in it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see the tree.
You did see the tree?
I didn't see the tree.
Well, I think I saw the tree, but it looked like a tree. But it's actually not a tree.
What? I think you saw the tree. It looks like a tree, but it's not a tree.
It's an iron. It's called the Tree of Reflection, and it's fashioned from iron for the trunk and branches.
Oh.
And then it has 800 copper leaves on it.
Oh my gosh.
That were all individually handcrafted by the students at the Pigott School in Walgrave.
Wow. Okay, that is really cool.
It is really cool and really effective. As I say, at first glance, you think it's an actual tree.
Oh my gosh.
And then you get to see close up the beautiful leaves, and they're all slightly unique because each one's done it slightly differently.
Okay, that's really cool.
Beautiful.
Love that.
So the garden was designed with those students in mind, and it will go to the school afterwards.
Nice.
And Mark says it was especially with special education needs, so SEN, he said, and SEMH, which is social, emotional and mental health. So especially for children with those needs.
Yeah.
Well, we do go over to a younger gardener and his mum.
Yeah.
Ashley introduces mum and son designers who are taking their first steps by showing a border.
Yeah.
And then we have a video of them at Klein Park in Swansea.
Yeah.
And they talk about how inspirational that was for them and how important it is to mum Emma Youssef, a mother of seven sweet peas.
7 sweet peas. I don't know how
Can
I
you
put up
imagine
with
7
6
sweet
more
peas?
of myself.
I don't know how I'd manage.
I can barely put up with myself. Another load of me, that would be crazy.
Well, one of her sweet peas, Omar Youssef, he talks about an apprenticeship that he's been doing at the park for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And then they talk about this paradise garden that they've been creating or designing called Calon Lan, which is pure heart.
I love
Calon Lan
that.
is Welsh.
Yes, it is.
And it's a fusion, isn't it, between Welsh and Arabic.
Yeah, I really liked this. This is so cool.
And they talked about how they collaborate. So Mum Emma is responsible for designing the garden and Omar's there to put it together. So she'll say, I want this plant, and he'll say, that doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Bringing all his plant knowledge that he's doing on his apprenticeship.
Exactly. She was creating homemade mosaics as well.
Yeah, with all the children.
That was so cool.
They were rather beautiful, weren't they?
Yeah, they were gorgeous. Some of the plants, there were kind of lots of whites and purples in the garden. So there was Iris iberica, and then there was an Iraq variety of mint. That was really cool. Oh, and also salvias and digitalis, very important plants in there. And the whole idea was obviously this mishmash between Welsh and Arabic culture. And
did they say mishmash? Or did they say fusion?
Fusion. I say mishmash. It is a far better word. It's words. But the whole idea is the fact that there are 4 rivers in an Islamic garden.
Yeah, and in the Quran it's described, isn't it?
Yeah, these 4 rivers and this idea of paradise and this little garden of just luscious greenness and everything.
Yeah.
I talked about paradise as one of my little fun facts a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this was perfectly paradise.
You didn't have wine, honey, milk and water in your paradise.
I mean, no, I should have done that. But apparently this is known as a formal garden. It's a Mughal garden. And it's got this Persian Islamic cultures and the whole idea of 4 sections with the rivers flowing through it. And it's meant to have places of rest and reflection and a reminder of paradise. So it's this whole idea coming together. And I loved it when they showed the end result of the garden. Yeah. It looked so pretty. I love when you've got tiles and water. There's really pretty tiles with the beautiful prints on them and the mosaic.
Yeah, she used Celtic knotwork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was what I was trying to find.
And then also she said there was some geometry, which is how Islamic patterns are constructed.
And it's all so perfectly done.
Yeah.
I do love a really nice formal garden. Yeah. When it's very precisely laid out.
Well, at the end we get to see the finished product of that mosaic heart that all the sweet peas were making.
Yep.
And then also Omar talks about how he's just finished his apprenticeship. And he talks very eloquently about the plants, I thought.
He does.
And then he also talks passionately about how this garden is going to be relocated to Swansea waterfront. Can you imagine how lovely for that family of 9? We forget that then they're 2 adults as well, so there's a family of 9. What is a food bill like when you have a family of 9?
I don't even want to think about that.
No, quite shocking. But can you imagine that family of 9 going down to Swansea waterfront and seeing their garden that Omar and Emma designed and created?
Yeah.
I can imagine they'd be really quite chuffed with that.
Oh, I'd be so chuffed.
Then we go to Adam, and he shows us the new build garden, designers Lucy and Henry Arthur Ponsford.
Yep.
And then Adam talks about it being based on a new build. I thought I saw a hot tub, but I could have imagined that.
I didn't see the hot tub.
And there are simple small trees, raised beds, and a central water feature.
Yeah.
And there's all these kind of overlapping geometrical shapes, weren't there?
Exactly.
And then he talks about the planting being a mix of a softer meadow through to kind of ornamentals.
Yeah, that's always lovely.
And all the materials are reclaimed. Well, they won a gold for that garden.
Fabulous stuff.
Next we had Just a Garden.
Yeah. ...
Designer Carleen Osborne. Rachel shows this one. She talks about it being a garden of 2 halves. You've got a shady bit.
Yeah, with yew balls, heucheras, hostas and ferns. And a silver birch as well. There was a silver birch around there.
There was that multi-stemmed silver birch.
Oh, I love that.
And then she walks along burnt scaffolding boards, which she said are then oiled, so it makes them look really quite sort of expensive.
Very fashionable.
And it did get me thinking, sweet pea, with hindsight, should we have burnt all the boards that we put in?
Oh.
They would have lasted a lot longer, wouldn't they?
Yes.
And would have looked
burn stuff
like we were making quite a designer statement.
Yeah.
As opposed to what we have done.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, she walks across those. I do wonder if they get slippery when wet, because we know with our wood steps that they get quite slippery.
Ooh, yes.
Like you want to avoid the wooden bit, don't you?
You do. You kind of shimmy off the sides.
Yeah. But on the other side are all the sun-loving plants growing through the gravel.
Like salvias and alliums.
Yeah, it's kind of a soft mauve palette.
Exactly.
Well, they won a platinum.
Brilliant.
And also Best Showcase Garden.
Ooh.
And I'll put a link to their plant list if you're interested in seeing that.
Yes, I am.
Then we have the garden 2050 designer Vivian Mosley.
Wow, this had impact, didn't it?
Yeah.
I loved the fountain. Just full with plants, especially succulents. No water. That's the main point. No water anywhere. And the fountain was full of plants and just dry, loving plants.
Yeah.
So it was quite a very poignant.
Kind of gravelly garden, drought tolerant.
Yeah.
What we really need to be thinking about more and more as the climate is changing.
Yeah.
So silvery and grey leafed foliage.
Of course.
And then there were the beautiful poppies.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Those feathery claret
I think they look
coloured ones.
They looked like the black swan poppies that
I've
got. Maybe they're those.
Have you planted any of those?
I haven't had time.
It got me thinking, if you got together all the poppies the seeds that we have, so the California poppies, those pink ones.
Icelandic poppies.
Yeah. The black swan poppies.
Yeah.
The standard
poppies.
Commoner garden poppies.
Yeah.
Mix them all up in your shaker and put that on your little wildflower strip that you're doing.
Okay, I might try that next year. I'll do that next year.
Instead of all the phacelia.
You're not so keen on all the phacelia.
No, I'm all right with them. I like them because the pollinators love them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love those, what do you call them? Black swan poppies.
They're gorgeous.
Well, this was Vivian's first show garden and she got a platinum as well.
Wow.
So
gosh.
quite a success.
So many first peeps are getting really high level medals.
Then we go over to the International Orchid Show. That's the second year for Garden as well to be hosting it.
It is crazy stuff.
31 exhibitors, 6 from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I need to give a quick mention about someone who wasn't shown on the coverage on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
This week, and that's Martin Turner, who's been on Chit Chats with us, episode 24. Well, although we didn't get to see him, he did win a gold for his elite orchids.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And also a rosette for the best trade display stand.
Oh, that's cool.
And he thanks his mum, Tina Turner, because she's a mum who's always involved as well.
Yeah.
He thanks her for all the green mossing that she did. So really well done to Mark and Tina.
Sweet.
Awesome news. It's nice to see them doing well.
Yeah.
But the orchid growers who we do meet on this episode is Dorset couple, Annie and Simon from Isle of Portland Orchids.
Yes. They've got a lot of orchids. They've got 500 orchid species.
Yeah, amazing.
And a lot of greenhouses.
A lot of greenhouses. And he does say that there are 28,000 orchid species.
Yeah.
Enormous, the orchid family, isn't it?
It's one of the largest. It's huge.
Did you get the 3 kind of distinct environments that he talked about?
So we had the Himalayan greenhouse, we had the cloud forest greenhouse, and we had the lowland warm forest greenhouse.
Yeah.
And they all had very different orchids in them. I'm going to rattle off the names if I can rattle them off. So in the Himalayan greenhouse, very bright light, everything can kind of see the sky, all good. So there's a Miltonia cuneata, and Oncidium.
Stunning, wasn't it?
Cristatum, yep.
Beautiful.
I mean, all these orchids just are really intricate and amazing. I mean, these guys with their kind of orangey tanned look.
Such variety.
Then in the next greenhouse, there's the Cloud Forest greenhouse. This had a lot of miniatures in it, kind of from South and Central America. There was a Dendronium cuthbertsonii.
From Papua New Guinea.
Yep. And that had huge orange blooms. And I hope that I say this next one right, is Masvalia vaitinia, I think.
Mastivalius?
Oh, sorry. Masvalia
I didn't get the second one, so you're doing better than me.
Masdevallia vaitiana. Okay, I've got it. Masdevallia vaitiana.
Wow.
Let's go with that.
Hummingbird pollinators.
Yeah, I mean, that is so cool. That is so pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, the colours.
Really, really beautiful.
Oh my gosh, and it had a cute little face inside as well. I love the orchids which have the little faces.
Yeah.
Then finally in the lowland warm forest greenhouse, there are a lot of Phalaenopsis orchids, so the moth orchids. There's a Phalaenopsis chibi and another orchid which was a Scaphosepalum gibbosum. It's also called the moustache orchid because it looks like it's a moustache. And a Coelogine nitida. Very weirdly spelt. Coelogine spelt Coelogyne, because that was a very hard one to find on Google.
Was it?
Really hard to find. This one actually looks like a daffodil. It's rather pretty with the kind of white and then the egg yolky colour in the centre.
Orchids always seem to have really difficult Latin names, don't they?
Oh.
More difficult than any other plants.
Yeah.
I could be imagining that, but it's how it always seems to be.
Oh, I think they're the hardest. And as I said earlier, I love the fact that they have different faces. And the forms of orchids are mind-blowing. I looked up some of the forms you can get of orchids. There is a flying duck orchid called Caliana major. And it's from Australia.
Does it look like a flying duck?
Looks like a flying
Does
duck.
It
looks like a huge purple flying duck.
Wow.
Really, really cool. There's even a better one. There's a white egret orchid, Harbinaria radiata. Looks
like a white egret.
Like a white egret. And it's really pretty. It's got like a feathered nut to it.
Isn't
like the
that
wings.
Amazing? Wow.
And that is from China, Korea and Russia.
Wow.
It's so amazing. And also, did you know that some seed pods of orchids can have up to 3 million seeds inside?
No.
They are tiny. They are so small.
Gosh, isn't it incredible?
It is so, so cool. And I mean, you even get orchids like the Ophrys orchid, which has the odour of the female bee. So males come and kind of want to mate with the flower, but they just get the pollen and then go off to another one.
Oh, nice.
So it gives off the scent and looks like the female bee. It's so cool.
Gosh, I mean, I can understand why people get quite fanatic about orchids because they are such a fascinating plant.
Yeah.
You know, if I had time, I could see myself getting into it, but it's about time because you need so much time.
Patience.
Yeah, well, entirely. So these guys, they also go orchid hunting.
Oh, yeah, because that was a big deal, wasn't it? Orchid hunt.
But they did talk about how you can look after orchids yourself. So they said orchids like their roots restricted. They don't like to be overpotted.
Oh, yes.
So Annie squashes a load of bark around an orchid and then she picks it up by the plant. And she said that's how you want it to be, you know, firmly tucked in.
Yep.
And then Simon gives a top tip, which is match the habitat the orchid naturally grows into the habitats inside your house. He said basically there's an orchid for every habitat.
Yeah, completely.
So some rooms might be cooler and shadier, and that suits the cloud forest orchids that come from tropical mountains, or you might have a brighter, hotter room, and then that's good for the lowland forest orchids. And then Ashley says the scent is absolutely intoxicating. I'm glad he said that because obviously we don't have smell-o-vision.
No.
And I don't actually think about orchids being fragrant.
No, I've never thought about it.
No, but so interesting to hear him say that. And and to remind us that they do have a fragrance, or some of them do anyway.
Yeah, some have crazy fragrances as well.
Well, Simon and Annie won a gold.
Oh, brilliant.
And they sell theirs at shows, but also online according to their website. But when you click on the link, it takes them to their Etsy shop, and then the Etsy shop is empty.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if there's an issue there. But anyway, they'll be at various shows for the rest of this year.
Coolio.
And you can catch them. The next one is at Gloucestershire Rare Plants and Orchids Fair 2025. That's 10 a.m. to 4:30 on Saturday, the 5th of July. I imagine surely Mark's going to be there as well because he actually lives in Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
So that's a nice, easy one for him to get to.
Exactly, just kind of he can walk over.
But they have a lovely page on their website, which you should have a look at, Sweet Pea, because if you're wanting information on what orchids naturally grow where, and so what environment you need to provide them with, you go to their orchid culture pages. And so, for example, I can click on growing warm Asian orchid species and it brings up a map of where you'd expect to find them across the globe.
Yeah.
And then multiple photos of the different orchids growing in their natural habitat. And these are all photos that Simon and Annie have taken on their hunting trips. Yeah.
That's really cool.
So they're beautiful photos, and it looks like they've been right across the world.
That's amazing.
Doing their trips.
Wow. Can you imagine doing that?
Yeah.
It'd be quite fun to orchid hunt.
That's how you spend your time. It's not a bad way to
It doesn't
pass
sound
the time
bad.
of day, is it?
Yeah. It's interesting.
So I'll put a link to their website. It is very interesting what they have in there. Then we have Adam sitting on a boulder by some water in dappled shade.
Yep.
Contemplating life. He has these moments, doesn't he?
He does have his little contemplating.
It's a bit like Hobbes, just takes himself off for a little navel gazing, I think we call it, don't we?
Yes, we do. It's great to navel gaze.
Well, then we go to Nick's garden with
pièce de la
Arit.
résistance.
This is the plant-based garden designer Nick Bailey.
Nick Bailey, the one and only. Oh, I loved the outcome of it.
Oh,
it
my
was
goodness
so
me.
amazing.
Really gorgeous, wasn't it?
Goodness me.
The plans that he showed us, that he had laid out on paper, has come to fruition and looked spectacular.
It looked exactly like the watercolour drawings and the design that he had already.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So he talks about 100 years ago we didn't have glass, steel, plastic or metal in gardens, and we still had great gardens, so why can't we basically go back to that?
Yeah, I am on board with that.
I'm completely game for it as well.
Yeah.
However, it does all depend on your budget.
It does.
So, one of the benefits of plastic, probably the only benefit of it,
Yep.
that has it overriding other materials, is that it is cheap. It's so cheap to create, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's why we have so much of it.
Exactly.
It was this miracle product back in the day, and little did we know what dramas it would be causing in the future.
Microplastics, all that stuff.
Yeah, big problems. But if you can find a budget-friendly alternative,
or the fact that
natural, that would be great. And what about that brassicarium?
Oh my gosh, that was so cool. It was like this little house, and then he could put the netting over it. And this was a cool bit.
Corn netting.
Corn netting.
Not plastic.
Never heard of that stuff before.
What did he say? It lasts 8 years before it decomposes.
Just chuck it on the compost heap afterwards. Isn't that brilliant? That is where nature is perfecto.
Yeah, but I love that brassicarium where you've got the structure all set up, so if you need to put something over, you can.
Yeah, that was great.
He had corn, courgettes, cabbages, lettuce in there.
Everything.
Well, in our household, we think of Nick Bailey as a bit of a twinkle toes, don't we? After his quick, slow dance on an episode last year.
Yeah, mainly you think.
I do. But he's not helping himself because he's taken it one step further. If you go onto his Instagram, he can be seen...
Strictly Come Dancing?
He's twerking.
What?
But it's pretty stiff white man's twerk, but he's still giving it a good go. I mean, it's kind of platinum medal for effort, I would say.
You know I'm going on Instagram after this.
You've got to. It's very sweet.
Oh,
anyway,
goodness me.
I don't know about you, but I felt a bit disappointed about the coverage of Nick's garden. I was so excited. We were building up to it. We got to see him earlier in the show. We knew we were going to see him at the end.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be a whole huge segment.
Because it's a huge garden. It's the garden.
It's the garden. And we've been hearing about it for months.
Yeah.
And
3 minutes.
We didn't see everything.
No, we got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I barely saw the veggie garden, didn't see the compost heaps, didn't see the birdhouse, didn't see anything.
No.
There was so little that we saw.
It was sad, and I was really disappointed when the end credits rolled because I wanted to see so much more.
Yeah.
Well, have no fear.
Oh, yes.
I have found the most awesome video, Sweet Pea.
Oh my gosh, brilliant.
And this is on the YouTube channel called Cloud Gardener UK, which I hadn't come across before.
Cool.
And there's a really lovely interview with the presenter Jason and Nick. And they're sitting in the pavilion. Nick looks absolutely exhausted. And his voice sounds like mine does when I haven't had enough sleep.
Oh no.
And the poor guy knackered, but this interview is just gorgeous, and Jason really extracts some good information from Nick. So Jason first of all mentions about a book that Nick has written, which I wasn't aware of, called 365 Days of Colour in Your Garden. And Nick says his absolute favourite colour in the world is the one 90% of his clients ask him not to use in the garden. Can you guess what that colour is?
Please don't let it be orange.
It's orange.
No. Who is saying not to have that in their garden?
Well, Sweet Pea, not Nick, because it also happens to be Nick's favourite colour as well.
Oh, I have found someone who loves orange. Yes.
So he really enjoyed with this garden, just kind of cramming in orange to the max.
Oh, I'm so with him.
And he also talks about being a cog in the wheel with about 18 people involved in the building of the garden. And he talks really animatedly about how he was at a public event and somebody approached him and was interested to chat and was interested to learn how they could further their career.
Oh, yeah.
It was an 18-year-old girl and she was doing a National Trust trainee scheme, and he felt it was such a joy to have a young person with real drive and passion, so he asked if she would volunteer on his garden, and she did.
Sweet.
And she did such a great job that now the planting director wants her to work on some Chelsea gardens as well.
No way.
And you can just see Nick is thrilled. He said how he was
Brilliant.
given lots of opportunities when he was younger,
Yeah.
and he's really enjoying being able to do it now himself. He said as the grown up,
Yeah.
being the grown up.
Oh, sweet.
And then he says it's just so wonderful to see there are some young people who are interested, and he really wants to encourage them to look at it as a career. He said historically people have considered jobs in horticulture as not being all that well paid.
Yeah.
But he says just go have a look on the job sites. There's such a shortage of horticulturalists at the moment.
Really?
And so there are plenty of jobs. It's not like you're short on jobs. And he said so there's some head gardener jobs that with unbelievable salaries.
Really?
And he said because of a lack of people to fill the jobs, you can walk in after a couple of years training into a sort of 50 to 60,000 pound salary job.
Wow.
Quite easily now.
That is very good.
So that's just really lovely to hear. That's the more kind of enthusiastic view you want to hear from the old boys, you know, the ones who've been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you know, and also well done to Nick's protege to show up with that enthusiasm and then get stuck in. I mean, in my experience of recruiting people and mentoring, I always say that you can teach the skill, you can't teach the attitude.
No.
So if you can come with the attitude and none of the skill, then you're worth my investment in your training and education.
Yeah.
So I think that's certainly for young people. We're talking about the young and trying to encourage them.
Yeah.
I think that's something really for young people to consider is
I think so.
even if you haven't got the skills, turn up like this person did with Nick and show your absolute enthusiasm and passion. People love that. They're going to grab you.
They are.
Come work with me.
Yeah.
Do some volunteer work, and then quite often they'll be prepared to train you up as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attach the video from Jason onto our website. It really gives you a great view because Jason goes with the camera and walks along all the paths.
Nice.
So it's a bit jolty, you know, it's not
of course.
like the Gardeners World team with their professional photography.
Yeah.
But it shows you a heck of a lot more. So he walks along, he turns the camera, looks at the compost bins. There's a nice dining area with a table all set up.
Oh, lovely.
There's the pavilion and all the baskets and the soft furnishings in there.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful video, so have a good look at it.
Oh, God, I'm going to look at that afterwards.
That was a busy episode, Sweet Pea.
Ooh, it was.
Loads of plants.
A lot of plants.
What was your favourite plant?
It was the Mrs. Kendall Clark geranium, that light blue one, really just calming. And you looked at it and you were like,
very pretty.
Really pretty. What was yours?
Mine was less calm. It was that black swan poppy.
Oh,
quite dramatic.
Course.
It's the other end of the spectrum to your lovely calm geranium, isn't it?
Just as gorgeous.
What about your top takeaways?
It was the corn netting that you could have over the brassicarium.
That's a great choice.
Because I've never heard of that before and it sounds amazing.
Brilliant idea, isn't it?
What's yours?
That'll take off. Well, mine was really Simon's comments about right orchid for right place.
Yeah.
And how there is an orchid for every environment within your home.
Yeah.
I have had my struggles with orchids, but I feel like...
I think we all have.
I feel like I could possibly get on top of that.
Yeah.
I could really turn this around, Sweet Pea. I could become good at growing indoor orchids.
Oh gosh, I don't want to come home one day and just see a lot of orchids.
Don't worry, that's never going to happen.
Okay.
So we've got next week.
Yes.
It's almost summer solstice, the longest day of the year, and Frances Tophill is gardening at Damson Farm, a magical garden set in the glorious Somerset countryside.
Ooh.
We haven't seen her for a while, have we?
No, we haven't.
To have her back. There's a beautiful wildflower meadow, a productive edible garden, and naturalistic ornamental planting to inspire.
Oh, this sounds fun.
The designer shares many of Frances's passions, growing plants for purpose and creating wildlife-friendly spaces. And at this time of the year, there's plenty to get on with. Carol Klein shares her growing experience and favourite plant combinations to guarantee
Ooh.
colour in beds and containers all summer long.
Great.
Adam Frost meets a grower who has adapted her garden to cope with serious annual floods thanks to a clever choice of plants and innovative design. And the plants don't just survive, they thrive. It's the opposite end of the spectrum to all the drought-tolerant stuff we've talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also a visit to an Aladdin's cave of a garden in Watford to meet a gardener who can't resist a junkyard buy to add to her collection.
Oh.
I look forward to that one, as always.
Yep.
So thank you very much for listening.
Yep. Please like and subscribe. Give 5-star reviews. Say you love it.
Thumbs
if
up.
you love it, of course.
And we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye, Sweet Pea.
Bye, Mummy Bear.